I had this dream where everyone knew who they were in their past lives, and it caused so much drama and uproar. You had to list your notable past lives on your job and school applications. There was Tumblr discourse, like is it morally acceptable to kin someone else's past life? There were articles with headlines, such as how to cope if you find out you were a Nazi in a past life. Celebrities were getting call-out posts based on their past lives. People would ask your lives. Ariana Grande was a founding father. The words Ariana Grande was a founding father hit me like a sack of bricks. If you're an adult, do the stuff you couldn't as a kid. Like, me and my sister went to a museum, and they had an extra exhibit of butterflies. But it cost £3. So we sighed, walked past, then stopped. We each had £3. We could see the butterflies. And we did. It was great. We followed it up with an ice cream, as well because mum and dad weren't there to say no. I was driving back from a work trip with 2 other people in their early 20s, and we drove past a McDonald's. One of the others went, "Oh man, I'd love a McFlurry," and the guy driving pulled into the drive-thru. It was wild, but it was great. I went to a park over the weekend, and I was thinking, man, I'd love to hire one of those bikes and cycle round the park. It took me a few minutes to go, wait, I can hire one of those bikes. I guess what I'm saying is, those impulsive things you wanted to do as a kid, see the dinosaur exhibit, play in the fountains with the other kids, lie in the shade for 2 hours, you can do when you're an adult. You have to deal with a whole lot of other bull, but at least you can indulge your inner 8-year-old. This shot of the Joker pulling up his pants leg seems to imply that the white part of his feet is actually just bare skin, not fabric spats over a pair of dress shoes, as I had always assumed, which means that the animated series Joker has actually been wearing, like, kitten heel pumps this entire time. Speak English. We speak Punjabi, Lithuanian, English, Urdu, Polish, Romanian, Bulgarian, Turkish, Tamil, Bengali, French, Cockney. Community response to xenophobia in London. I have to sit down and appreciate that Cockney is on that list, because many English people don't actually speak English either. A gammon. Speak English. Some chav in a tracksuit, holding an unmarked bottle. Oh you what mate? Having a giggle? I'll bash your back, quoted in "Oh I swear on me" 11 foster mums. A 6-year-old boy goes to work with his father on a bring your kid to work day. After about 30 minutes of arriving, the kid starts crying loudly. The whole office gathers around. The father asks his kid, "What's the matter, son?" The kid replies, "Where are all the clowns that you say you work with?" Okay, Jeff, you know at this point you gotta change your URL. I'm pretending to be a hot girl on Tinder so I can match with my roommate and tell him I'm coming over so he'll clean the apartment. Literally, how could you not include the funniest part? And did it work? No, but he sent me a pee pic, so that's nice. A president makes a new law that anyone shorter than him gets executed, but he accidentally makes it an amendment to the Constitution, so it applies to future presidents too. In the next elections there's a frenzy of people voting for the shortest president, so they don't die, and this is how they end up electing a 3-foot-tall man named Pinwheel Patrick, who goes on to become the most tyrannical dictator the world has ever seen. My friend's cat loves attacking Christmas trees, but hates plastic bags. The narrative tension in this picture is outrageous. It's 2 AM, and I have finally finished the shawl that I have been working on to wear to Easter breakfast, which is at 10 AM. That's cool. I just thought this was a table wearing underwear. You come home, and your girlfriend ain't there, but the table looks at you like this. What would you do? About to turn this table into a one-night stand. Why do people in D&D each occupy a 5 feet by 5 feet square? How far apart do you think people need to be? Why are D&D men is afraid of touching? D&D men is standing 5 feet apart in a dungeon, cause they are not gay. Look, if the guy to my left has to do the turbo macarena while charging a bolt of flesh melting, while the guy on my right is doing every Bruce Lee move at the same time, and the guy in front of me is flourishing a broad axe like he's doing yo-yo tricks. I'm going to give each of them enough floor space to not liquefy myself. Knife. Delimiting the blood circle for a knife. The blood circle, also known as a safety circle, is a term used by the Boy Scouts to describe the area within the radius of the arm and blade length combined when using a knife, saw or axe. This area can be envisioned as a sphere with a person and a sharp instrument at its center. Presumably, anyone within this radius is at risk of being wounded by an accidental slip of the blade. Therefore, it is desirable to keep other people outside of the circle at all times. F a personal bubble. Stay out of my blood circle. Hello sir, may I interest you in, baby? When contestants do cry out of frustration or disappointment, generally, Mel and Sue stand near them and use unairable language, so the embarrassing footage is tainted and won't make it into the final edit. Using unwholesome language to keep your show wholesome, or, as well as swearing, they also use brand names. This must be the definition of chaotic good honestly. Honestly, it would probably also help me stop crying if there was a lady standing next to me shouting Nike, Adidas, Tasticake, Gucci, Google, Pringles, F. I'm blanking chef just keeps wearing Comcast. Me. Crying over croissants. Two British ladies. Chanting. PP, 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 PP. Good news everyone. Crows no longer need instructions to build tools and have started building them from memory, as well as passing the knowledge on to future generations of crows. Ops. Better news everyone. Crows have learned to construct these tools from unrelated items. They no longer need to follow the original blueprint they were given and are able to improvise using their surroundings. Superb you funky little corvids. Pass them on to future generations. Crows have officially entered the Stone Age. I for one can't wait to see how this develops. I think that comment is correct, actually. Me every Friday night. Is this that guy that uses a syringe to put his semen in chicken eggs and cuts them open later to see if he can find his living son inside? Is this who now? M1 sounds similar to clacking or tapping on the steel deck. 2. M. Rutro. Spoken in a Scooby-Doo voice. Add 2. Hell was that? Found in an FBI report / transcript of an onboard recording of the SSL Pharaoh. For context, the SSL Pharaoh sunk in a tropical storm, and that was the last thing that the ship recorded. Fact: usage of the word "the" has begun to decline. This is because as more and more people become educated, usage of the word "famst" has become more common. I 100% think that if you went inside, you would walk into a normal sized one. It would be seemingly normal, with everyday employees and shoppers, and you'd wander around and almost forget the weird beginning of this adventure, buy a DVD, and then step back out into this field. So, someone said you took some pills while he was there. Yeah, I took my epilepsy medication. I prefer to be conscious instead of on the floor. I don't appreciate you doing drugs in front of my child. You know, medication is just a crutch. You need to show that being well is just mind over matter. Summerblism for you. Oh my god. You know, oven mitts are just a crutch. You need to show that resisting pain from burning pans is just mind over matter. Get fucked. If you think your mom overreacts, just remember once my mom cancelled our trip to New York because I refused to eat the meatloaf she made. My mom accused me of selling my birth certificate and social security to the black market when she couldn't find them. You win. Flags. I have had 3 minimal posts flagged as adult content today. They contained a tourmaline, a muscovite, and a galena. On Friday I had 3 fossil posts flagged as adult content, including a fossil fish, a fossil tooth from a mastodon, and a tyrannosaur vertebrae. I've submitted appeals for each. This has been getting worse over the past month. Apparently most of geology content is now only for adults. Apparently you can't get your rocks off on Tumblr anymore. I'm contractual obligated to congratulate you on this reply.